This video is sponsored by Zosi. They're an amazing security camera system company. They make a ton of different products such as security camera systems, smart doorbells, IP cameras, you name it, they have it. Go check them out. I'll put the link to their website in the description below. They've actually commented on some of my older videos, so you can just see how much they care about putting their customers first. Another thing they value is providing security for yourself, just keeping your home safer and doing it at a cheap price. You know, if you watched the last video, how cheap their systems are, but they perform as well as a very, very expensive system. So you can expect high quality at a very cheap price from Zosi. Go check them out. I'll provide their link in the description below. Please go check them out, guys. They're quite an amazing company, and they have plenty of products for whatever your needs are. Without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Let's get the handy dandy knife out, just unbox this thing. So by the looks of it, it does appear to be similar as the last system I unboxed. It's one big box, and then inside of it has these individual ones, which is sweet. This happens to be the DVR, which is a 1080p 8-channel system, which is actually very cool. It comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive, has up to 8 channels, so you can add 8 cameras to this thing at once. I believe you can also program IP cameras to also go to this system. I'm not sure on that. We'll look into the security system settings, but I'm pretty sure you can if I remember correctly from my old systems. What's in this box is the security cameras. There's 4 of them. There is BNC extension cable, so it's 60 feet, so that's where you run the wire from the system to your camera. It also comes with a power adapter for the cameras, the 1 to 4-way power splitter, which is for the cameras. It powers them all separately with one splitter. Warranty registration, user's manual, and mounting screws bag, which is to mount the cameras to the wall or whatever you're mounting it to. Let's unbox the DVR. This is the brain of the setup, guys, what makes this thing function. Okay, so what we have, we've got the system. We have an instruction booklet, a quick start guide. That's kind of cool. If you don't know how to use it, then go ahead and check that out. We got some foam covering this system right here, and wow, is this an upgrade. Yeah, this is an amazing system. Jeez. I love the look of this thing. Like, that is a very nice finish. You can see my camera there too. That's how glossy it is. This thing is very sweet. I think it has the hard drive pre-installed. It will be for you as well, so don't worry about that. The compression rate is 264, H264, 1080p. That's cool. We've got the USB port on the front for a mouse or something, whatever you want there, or a keyboard. That's cool. We have HDMI, VGA, audio inputs, so if you want to like record audio inside the building, that's also cool. We have audio output, so you can listen obviously to what was recorded. I'm probably not going to mess with the audio side of it, but definitely the video is the most important to me. Then we have 2 more USB on the back and an Ethernet, so that's kind of cool as well. Also inside the box is the power stuff. That's just going to transmit the power. It does come with a mouse, which is pretty sweet. If you don't have a mouse for it, then that's obviously handy to have. And then we have the power adapter for the actual system. So that is really all that's in the DVR box. Alright, so that just about wraps it up for the DVR, and this box is significantly heavier. This is the cameras package. Alright, so inside this box we have a Zosi warning. That would scare off any intruders that you have. You don't want them near your house. Warning, we have surveillance, so that's kind of cool. Instruction manual. Here we have mounting hardware. I believe these are drywall tapper things, so like you tap them into the drywall and then put the screw in. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure how that works, but I didn't use those last time. I just ended up using the screws. Here we have the cables, 60 feet, so you probably won't run out of length there. And then lastly, we have the camera itself. So we'll open up this and just check out one of the cameras. It's definitely an interesting style of camera. I definitely do like this as well. So you can see, just like that, you'd mount it right there using 3 screws. And then it does flex right here with a screw. So there's a mini screw that it would like turn and bend whichever way you want it to. So you can see the infrared right in there. And that's pretty cool. Then you got the 2 cable. The red is the power, the blue is the video. So the blue will transmit all the video, and then obviously the red will carry the power to power this camera. That's all there is to the camera itself, really. Pretty straightforward. Now we're gonna get into setting this thing up. Alright, so we're here at the install location. Here is my old system right here. We're gonna be removing that and then installing the new system. So let me remove this first and then I'll see you here once I'm done. Alright, so what I ended up doing was mounting one of the cameras up already. It's pretty self-explanatory how you do it. It's the same way as the DVR is connected, so it's the same concept. I'll show you how to do it here. in a second. But one thing I do want to know is I already had the wires pre-installed inside the wall. You're going to have to run them wherever. You can hide them or whatever you decide. I just want to tell you that because you won't see me running the wires. Another thing I had already done is run the power. How this works is basically there will be two power cords that are exactly the same. One goes from this to the system, which is on the power on the back. And then the other one goes to this splitter right here. It's a 4-way splitter which will power the cameras. So what happens is you plug this into the wall adapter, and then you take the cable and plug that, whoops, wrong end, that into this right here. And then you have power. And then you do that for each camera wire you have. Then of course the other end goes to the camera. Alright, I also do have my router here, so please ignore that. That's where I keep my router. Basically what you're going to want to do is hook in the video terminals to 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I have the video wire, which is the VGA, which is right here. I have the power, and then the Ethernet. Alright, so I got all the video things put in. Now the power, it will make a beep right there, and then that's how you know it's on. So then we can push all the wires back. Alright, so we got everything nice and organized here. The next thing I'm going to do is use a wireless mouse and keyboard. So we can do that by plugging it into the USB port on the front. And then that will allow us to use our mouse so we can type in stuff and do whatever. Alright guys, so we're here where this monitor is going to be displaying our security system setup. This will be your TV or monitor, whatever you plug the VGA or HDMI into. We can see right here we have system type. Just leave it at that. You don't really need to change that. English, obviously if you're watching this video, you're probably English. And then we could do day, month, year. My format, I like month, day, year. The best time format, 24 hour. I'm gonna go with 12 hour. Next we have this right here, GMT. I don't really know what I'm at right now. I think it's like -400 or something like that. Once you're done, just go ahead and hit finish. Alright, so now we're at the password stage. So we have to set up a password. Just put in whatever you want. Now we're greeted by this page right here. This is the camera layout. Now when you right click, you can see there's a bunch of different things like single. You can go by a single channel or whatever you end up doing there. Then there is this login thing every single time you do it, and I don't like that. So what I would recommend going to is the settings. So you can go main menu, and then obviously you're gonna have to enter your name in again. It'll take you to this, which is the setup. This is where if you go to basic, you can do like video output. This is the output of the monitor. Max online users, that's fine. I'll just leave it at 10. Log out after never. That's fine. Video format, let's look at the options there. There's no options there. Okay, and here's the main thing you're going to want. Password check. You want to uncheck that. The only time you'd ever want that checked is maybe if you're in a public building, you're using this commercially. You wouldn't want like customers or whatever sneaking back and checking your security. It's just an annoyance for me to have to do that every single time I look at a camera. I would recommend taking that off. Show system time, I believe that's for the cameras, and then we can hit apply once that's done. Alright, so then we'll see a reboot. The device will reboot as you just saw, and let's wait for that thing to reboot. It's rebooting right now. Alright, here we go, and now we're back to the same page. Alright, so also in the menu we see this setup, which is the basic. We have basic, we have live, which is these cameras. You can name them, so like if you want the camera to be outdoor left or door cam or whatever you want to do there, you can set that. Main monitor, this is just showing the channels in the display. So like if you want a 2x2 monitor or a layout, then you can obviously choose which channels you want there. Video masking, this is, I believe, yeah, this is masking off areas, like if you don't want them shown. So like let's say you don't want maybe this area shown, or you know, whichever areas you don't want shown, you can mask them off, and that's also something sweet. For whatever reason, if you would want something like that to happen, that's also a feature. So we won't save those changes, then we can go to record. This is where you set the bitrate. You can see right here that the resolution for these three cameras is 720p, obviously because that's what they are. I'm using the other cameras, and then we have 1080p right here, so that's cool. We can do highest, higher, whatever. Obviously we're gonna wanna go the highest quality because we have a 1 terabyte hard drive. We'll put it on a loop recording, and then yeah, we'll have unlimited storage there basically. So next is stamp. We can do timestamps. We can change the position of the camera. If we want camera 1 to be up here or the time to be at a different spot, we can also do that. The next thing we have is recycle record, which is basically once your hard drive gets full, it automatically replaces the oldest footage in the hard drive to replace the new with. So that's cool. Resolution, CIF, there's no other options for that. Snap time interval, which I believe is the amount of time between the pictures it takes, the snapshots, I believe. I would assume that's what it is. Next we have alarm, which is, this is the sweetest thing. We have sensors, so we have like motion sensors. When it detects when it senses like motion in this time period, right here we have a schedule. We can do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, whichever days you're home. Maybe you don't want the sensors going off, or if it's in your bedroom and you don't want, like if you roll over in your sleep, you don't want it setting off the sensors. So you can obviously do something like that where you can set the time parameters there. Alarm handling, we can do trigger settings right here. We can buzz, make a buzz sound. We can show the camera on full screen, so that's cool. Alarm out, we can also have it send us an email based on like whatever you put for your email address is, and then you can snap and take a picture of what it, like when the alarm goes off, it'll take a picture of that as well. So that's kind of cool. Motion, same thing for that. Yeah, we can do this. Another thing that's sweet is there's an area. So what you can do is set an area. So this is beside my door. Maybe I don't want this, you know, part of this right here, the wall. I don't want maybe that showing, and I don't want that setting off the alarm. So what I can end up doing is dragging this out and maybe only showing what appears here at my door. So if somebody comes to my door, then that's gonna show. So that's something you can do as well. And then there's also sensitivity down here, which this will determine how sensitive it is to somebody walking. So if you don't want it like super sensitive where if a fly goes by it sets it off, then obviously don't set it to like 8, what the max is. Maybe you want to set it down to 3, 2 or 3, something like that as well. So that's cool. That's another thing you can do. I know I had a lot of people asking me how to do that on my last system. That's something that you can do. Set the sensitivity, set the area it looks off or it goes off of. Definitely change that as well. PIR, we have different things like that. I think I already showed that actually. And then other alarm, this is disk full, IP conflict, disconnect, disk loss. So any of those issues that it has, it'll send an email out. And there's also a disk shortage, so you can set like after 1 gigabyte, if it gets down to 1 gigabyte, send you an alert. That's probably what I'd set it as, but you can do stuff like that. So that's the alarm side of things. We have network. You can mess around with that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just it sets it up automatically. And then we went through all these other things as well, I believe. So we can reset the system, import, export, I believe settings. I'm not sure what that does, and then we can exit. So that's basically it. What I like to do is, I don't like seeing all these video loss things right here. It's just an annoyance. So what I end up doing is multi, and then go channel 1 through 4. And then what that'll do is show all 4 right there, way bigger. Yeah, and that's a lot easier to see now, and you don't have all this video loss. Obviously, if you have more than that, or if you decide to get more channels, then you're obviously going to want to do different cameras there. So just keep that in mind. Start scan, not sure what any of this is. Color's another thing. Okay, so color, you can see a camera right here. By the way, I do want to mention, this is not the 1080p. So don't look at this and judge the quality. I only have one camera set up, and that will be channel 4, I believe. Yeah, this is the 1080p, so this is the quality you can expect. Here we can adjust brightness levels, hue. We can just kind of mess around. I don't know what you're going to want to do. Just customize it by the scene you're in. Sometimes if you have more light, then it's going to need to be different. But do whatever you want there. I'm going to leave it at the default for now, just because I think it looks fine. And then you can hit save once you're done. Then you can close out, and it will be good. So we can go back to multi, go channel 1 through 4, and do all the rest of this. So e-zoom is basically zooming in on what's in the surroundings. You can go like this, and then we can zoom in. So you can click on something, when you click around, you can zoom in based on like what it is you clicked. Then you can right click to get out of that, and then that is it. So let's figure out how to get out of this thing. Okay, we just right click. Okay, so the right click is back. All right, so next we have snap, which takes a photo of the current scene, and then we have stop record. So this will stop recording, obviously right whenever you say that. So right here is the playback. So we can play back what happened. You can see me right there with the camera, and right there is the actual playback. So you can see we can go all the way right here. You can see all the past footage. So that's cool. Nice simple playback. So we'll go back to the main menu. We can hit backup. That will back up all the footage that you set to the hard drive a second time, I think. Then we have information. We have network, online users, the log. I'm assuming by the time they logged in. For us, we don't have a password, so that's not an issue. Disk management. This does come with a 1 terabyte hard drive, like I said. So you can see we have 925 gigs free. Yeah, and that's all you really need to know right there. That tells you, and that's pretty cool. So next we have log off, which will log us out of our account, obviously. Upgrade, it says it's up to the latest version, no problem there. And then shut down, so it'll shut down the system. Alright guys, so these are my final thoughts on this system. I love it. I think it's a great quality system at such a cheap price. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think this thing goes for like $170, I think, which is actually not that bad if you think about including the hard drive as well. Go ahead, go down in the comment section, tell me what you like most about this system. What's the sweetest feature that you saw from the video? That's the question for you today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, guys, comment, subscribe, and also turn on notifications as well to get notified whenever I upload a video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Bye.